Hello, Crispy friends. Abby Gatling here, founder of Crisp Communications, and welcome to another edition of the Crisp Monthly. This is our newsletter that is packed with updates, marketing news, and some tips that you can apply in your business. Now, first up, I do want to say a PSA that I am giving away, just in case you missed it, I am giving away a 2-night stay in a lovely 2-bedroom apartment at the South Pacific Resort and Spa in Noosa. And if you want to be in the draw to win that, all you have to do is just book in a strategy session with me. Book it by the 20th of December and take it by the end of February, and then you'll be in the draw. I'll pop some details below about that just in case you're interested in kickstarting 2024 with a bang. Now, let's jump into what you're actually here for, and that is the marketing news and tips. Oh, we've got a lot for you today. I want to start off with Google. So there's been a lot of news from Google recently because they have released some major updates, and these will be affecting your website. So this is an important one to pay attention to. Firstly, on Google search, pages are gone. If you may recall, when you're doing a Google search, there's page 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You obviously want to be on page 1. They've now scrapped that. It is an infinite scroll. So if you do a Google search and you type in something, you will just keep scrolling forever. You will never hit the bottom of that. What does this mean? What it actually means is that it is harder to be found now if you're not in, say, the top 10 or so listings of your industry, your search term, your niche, your business name. If you're not in those top ranked listing results, then it's going to be super hard to find you through search. Secondly, what they've done is they've done what they call a core update, which they do every so often. And it's where they review everything. They tweak their algorithm, they reevaluate the rankings of websites. And as a result of that, it means that your website may have gone up or it may have gone down. It is always good to check where you are actually ranking amongst various search terms. So you can know when these things change and how they actually affect your website. So now is a really good time to, if you've never checked it before, check your ranking, make a note of it somewhere. And then you'll know the next time there's a core update, or next time you do some content or anything like that, you can see exactly how it affects your website ranking. If your website has gone down in ranks, then it actually means that it's time for a little bit of a review and of a tweak of your content and to play around with your settings a little bit. Now, thirdly, still sticking with Google, there's a lot of information here, but they have re-released their guide for what good performing web content is. And it focuses a lot on AI. AI is on the tip of everyone's tongues at the moment. But the main premise is from this guide, the main premise is that if you are simply asking ChatGPT or Bard or any other AI generative content creator to write content for you, and you're simply taking that and popping it on your website or on your socials or wherever else you're publishing content, that's going to really affect your SEO. So the thing to keep in mind is it's okay to start off with using AI to kickstart your content, but you need to make sure that you are tweaking it, putting the human touch on it, and actually really evaluating, is this valuable? Is this giving new information? Is it perhaps a unique take or a different opinion or stance on a subject? Or perhaps even presenting new data. If you've done a survey or you've got some stats that you want to share, that's fantastic. Because if it's the case of just simply restating what is on hundreds of other websites, which is what AI is going to give you, because it just creates culmination of information from other people's websites, that's simply not going to cut it, and it's not going to help you break through. And in fact, it may actually make your rankings worse. So that's a little word of caution. And let's finish with Google. Had enough airfire today. Let's jump over to socials, because I've been looking a lot at the trends and seeing what is coming up. End of the year is always a great time to, get ahead of what's going to happen next year. And it looks like TikTok and LinkedIn are poised to dominate in the social media landscape for 2024. Now, this comes from SEMrush, which is a really reputable data house type of thing that deals mainly with social media and searchability. So very trustworthy source here. So basically they release a report every year about social media trends, and this is what's been my biggest takeaway from this report. It's basically saying that across those two platforms, so that's TikTok and LinkedIn, the number of users is steadily increasing. The daily time usage across these platforms is also increasing. And the best performing content is storytelling content. So this is a really interesting thing to do. I know a lot of professional services are already on LinkedIn, but if you're not, and if you're not on TikTok, now is probably the time to assess whether these are the right things for you and your business, so you can start to implement them in 2024. I put some more information about some social media trends below for you, so you can have a little bit of a read. And now over to a marketing tip, because the Christmas shutdown is coming. Now is the time to start to update your listings, your socials, your email signatures, wherever you publish content. Now's the time to start updating that so you can let clients know what to expect over this Christmas shutdown time. For example, are you closing your doors, or do you have a skeleton staff working? Or, what should your clients do if they have an emergency during this period? All of this is really great information to push out through your channels to help manage expectations and not lose any clients over the break. Now, I always like to finish off with our number one inquiry that we get at CRISP over the month. And you may have guessed it from all my marketing news just then, but Google searchability has been a major focus for us this month. Now, I am not entirely sure whether it's because of all the Google updates or whether it's just because of the regular end of year spring clean that we all like to do, but lots and lots of our clients are now turning their focus to how well their business is being found online. And for this, we've been doing things like audits into what is happening both on and off websites, looking for any issues and any challenges that we can address, and also some opportunities that we can take advantage of. As I always say, fresh content is good content. So it is always good to review your website periodically and update where needed. And those sleepy weeks before Christmas really are a good time to do that. But jumping back to searchability, there are some very specific things can affect how you are found online. And it's a mixture of 4 things, in my opinion. So it's your content, your website, who's linking to your site, and where your site is featured. And it's a mix of all of those things. So what I mean by that is, so for example, for content, are people searching for the information that is on your website? Is it meeting their needs? Is it answering their questions? When we turn to your website, is it fast enough? Is it set up correctly? Does it perform as expected? When I talk about links to your site, the more links you have to your site, it means that the more people are talking about you and your business, and that means that you're relevant, and Google sees that you are more authoritative in your area if people are linking to your site. And where else are you featured? This is looking at things like databases and search directories, membership lists, all those types of things. So we basically look at all of that, see what's working well, where are your challenges and some opportunities, and we then tackle it for you. And we are such a big fan of organic SEO here at Crisp. We totally believe that before you start to go and do any type of advertising and putting your money into ads, that these things should be addressed prior, because we know that small businesses do not have unlimited budgets, and we really do like to work with people to get the best bang for buck. And I think that these areas provide a lot of opportunities right for the picking in this area. I've added an article about SEO below for you if you want to find out a little bit more. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video and for reading our Crisp Monthly. Do let me know if this was of interest to you and important to you, and if there are any other topics that you'd like covered, because always happy to hear them and always happy to provide whatever support we can. Until next time, take care.